Welcome everyone to this old-time fiddle lesson for the tune Farewell to Princeton. This tune comes from Clyde Davenport and is played in the key of D. It's a little crooked, meaning that not all the measures are completely even, and it's played in the old-time fiddle tuning A, D, A, E. So if you want, go ahead and get your fiddle tuned up, A, D, A, E, and we'll go ahead and start the lesson. First, I'll play the tune one time so you can hear it, and then I'll start breaking it down. Here we go. There you have it. One-time run-through of Farewell Princeton. If you want to listen to this, you can get a copy from the Field Recorders Collective. They have the original field recording of this, Clyde Davenport. I know they have it listed on Bandcamp if you want to listen to the full version. As well as Aaron Jonah Lewis has a wonderful version as well. Okay, so that's a little bit about the tune. Now you've heard it. Let's break it down. First, I'll just play the tune slow through one time so you can kind of see in more detail what's going on before I start to break it down into phrases and show you some of the bowings I use. So here is the tune slow. Alright, there's a tune slowed down a little bit. If that's still too fast for you, don't worry. I'm going to break it down in phrases now so you can catch any notes that you might be missing. Alright, so let's just break it down phrase by phrase. Here is the first bit. One more time. Second phrase. Third phrase. Fourth phrase. And the last phrase. Okay, I ran through that pretty quick. Let's take a look again. Alright, those are the phrases from the first part. After this video goes live, there'll be an option to scrub through the video, fast forward, rewind if you want to get some of these phrases again. Or you can go to the YouTube version of this, and once the video has gone live and it's been uploaded, then you can go and actually use the slow motion feature if you want to break this down farther. Okay, so now let's look at the B part here. Starts like this. So a lot of what's happening here in the B part is I'm just droning the open D string, and I'm playing my third finger on the what was the G string but's tuned up to A now. So, and this is a really common tuning for D, and a great one because you can do things like this without having to use your pinky. It's a little bit of a cheat, but also adds a nice drone into the background here when you're not using those fingerings. So the first phrase in the B part starts like this. Pretty easy. And the little bit after that. So that whole thing put together. Then the second phrase goes like this. And it lands on this double stop, which is what I would call a B minor double stop because it has those notes in it. It has the F sharp and the B. It lands on this double stop at the end of this phrase. So take a look at that. And that does that little note there with the ring finger. Okay, so that phrase. Oops, sorry. Oh, it's not quite in tune, is it? It's a little bit better. You can see that's tricky to get in tune sometimes. Okay, so that's that phrase. And then the next one, you're going to leave this fingering down and you're going to do this. And that's basically all the notes are happening on the A string. And you're going to just leave your second finger down on that F sharp. All right? And then after that, and then the final phrase. Now the ending there on that phrase, what Clyde does is he just does a boom boom versus some of the other endings which are... Do you hear the difference there? It's kind of how we were ending the phrases on the A part, and on the B part we're just going to go on the end of these phrases. So slight difference but important. All right, that's pretty much all the phrases for the B part. Let me go through them one more time and then we'll start putting this thing together. So let's look at all those phrases again, just one more time slow, because I did go through some of this material a little bit fast. So anybody who's still not caught up on some of these notes and missing pieces, let me go over just one more time from the beginning. right, so you can hear on some of those things. Let's just go into some of the details of it and a few of the bowings that I use. You can leave your finger down for a lot of those notes, which is really super cool. And then you can use, as you go up to that double stop, you can just use the bass string. Oops, that wasn't it, but you get the idea, where you can use those low drones. Basically, you're playing the bottom two strings most of the phrases until you go to the top part. And when you're not using your third finger for any of those kinds of phrases, you can just use the open string, because that's now tuned to A, and it's going to be harmonious with all your phrases on the D string. Okay, that's pretty much it. Let me see if there's any bits of wisdom I can throw at you for the bowing. I don't know if I can break this down very easy. I'll tell you what, how about if I just bow it kind of like I do, and then if you want to, after this video's gone live, you can slow it down, check out some of the bowings I use, and as I play through it, I'll think to myself if there's anything I can show you. I keep messing up that last phrase. That's the ending every time. I wish I could break that down easier. It's so hard to play bowing slow, isn't it? They all change for me unless I've really have played a tune a long time and have bowings that are well ingrained. I'm sorry I can't help you out with that part, but let me play it one more time for you. You can see what I do, and hopefully you'll glean a little bit of insight from this tune, Farewell Princeton by Clyde Davenport. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you'd like to support me and my lesson series, please feel free to drop a tip in one of my virtual tip buckets, or join me at patreon.com/ChanceMcCoy where you can become a monthly sponsor of my music and video series. All right, let's just play it.